Call the meeting to order of the Seaside City Council and City Council Successor Agents and Redevelopment Agency at 5:01. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. The mayor is ill tonight, so I'm honored to replace him. Hopefully you can put up with my operation of the meeting, but we'll make it through. Let's do roll call.
Council and Agency Member Miller.
Here.
Council and Agency Member Burks.
Here.
Council and Agency Member Garcia Arazola. Mayor Pro Tem and Vice Chair Pacheco.
Here.
Mayor and Chair Oglesby. You do have a quorum.
Great. Why don't we have Councilman Burks do the invocation and the Reverend do the, the Pledge of Allegiance. And the Reverend from each of you do the invocation.
The United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Reverend.
Shall we pray? Eternal God, our Father, here we are on today. Father, we acknowledge you as our Lord and our Savior. Father, you have allowed us to wake up this day, go throughout this day up into this moment. So, Father, we pray for our city leaders. We pray for each one represented here. We pray for our government, Father. We pray for the President of the United States. We also pray for every church that's open in your name and that leader. So, Father, as we move on tonight, as we move forward, we pray that everything is done in decency and in order, Father. We give you honor, we give you glory, and we ask it in the matchless name of Christ Jesus, our Lord and Savior. The people of God say amen.
Thank you very much. Item 4, review of the agenda. If there's any items that rose after the 72-hour posting, Dalian, this is the point of the meeting where a vote may be taken to add the item to the agenda. Is there any one to take off the any from the agenda? Seeing none. Public item 5, public comment. Members of the public wishing to address the city council on matters within the jurisdiction of the city of Seaside, but not on this agenda, may do so during public comment period for up to 3 months. Public comment for presentations on this agenda are taken at this time. Comments on specific items are heard under that item. For the public record, please state your name. So is there anybody that wants to speak? Public comment, now is your opportunity.
Members of the public in the chamber, please approach the podium. Members of the public on Zoom, please use the raise your hand feature or dial *9 if you're calling from a phone.
Good evening. My name is Vince Lucido. I live in Seaside, and I'm here to bitch and bawl the governing body of the city. And I want to state right up front, I have no bone to pick with city manager. He's new here. Dave Pacheco, you put him in a position that, and I'm talking about the pickleball problem on Wheeler Street. I've spoken with my neighbors. This is your problem. Nick Borges, the police chief, is here. You guys can handle it or whatever. I don't want nobody trimming my neighbor's bushes. I don't want no violence in my neighborhood. I'm here because I see a landmine starting here. We got a gentleman that's been here 3 years. My neighborhood has become unsafe. My neighbors are now afraid because this is the third time. Yesterday I came from work. There were 3 patrol cars in front of my home, talking to the same individual with 4 police officers. First of all, Mr. Pacheco, I've talked to 10 or more of my neighbors. None of them say that cars park where you told me they park. This whole thing was fraudulently brought to begin with. This is your problem. The police department's got to get called. It's not a problem. This is a city property. You guys got an issue up here. You've been getting complaints up and down the board that you know about, and you've disappeared. You've done nothing here. It's intolerable right now, and we've had enough of it. And I want to repeat, it's no fault of the city manager, but you send him out there to get the brunt of the situation. Unsafe conditions, and the governing body is responsible for this. The problem was willfully created by the governing body. They're responsible for dealing with it, not the residents. The police having to be called regularly is not acceptable. Mayor Ogilvy is not here, so since you're here, Mr. Pacheco, this has been a fast track to not trust the city. Trust is earned. The governing body of this city is not trusted. You want trust? Then earn it. In the meantime, my neighbors and myself plan on holding you responsible. We don't want any violence in the neighborhood, and waiting around is not an option. Nick Borges, the police chief, is here. We got an ongoing problem here. To sit silent on my part right now would not be ignorance, it'd be stupidity. So to sit back and be lax the way the city's done and the way you've treated that neighborhood, that's not working for the city. You guys took an oath here and it's not acceptable. You guys are responsible, and my neighbors and myself plan on doing whatever we can to hold you responsible.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Members of the public in the chamber, please approach the podium. Members of the public on Zoom, please use the raise your hand feature or dial *9 if you're calling from a phone.
My name is George Yushikov, and I'm Vince's neighbor. I've been there for 50 years, and it was a great neighborhood. My wife and I added a room. We did it all legally. We built a fence, and we put 5 junipers there, small ones. They're tall now. One Sunday, when the pickleball players came along, start cutting my trees. The neighbor had it on video. All you guys had to see in the video, because we sent it to you, with all the trash on the street. Nothing was taken care of about it. The policeman who took the thing sent it to the DA. 3 months now, nothing's happened. The gentleman that did this came back on a Wednesday. I was out of town. I said, Vince, watch my house. The neighbor videoed everything again. He started cutting the tree again. He said, it's a city property. And Vince, I told him, if it is a city property, call the police and I'll let you cut them all down. He drove off before the policeman showed up. 2 policemen showed up a second time. And then yesterday, he showed up again and he was doing something. And I come out there, so what's going on? My wife comes out there and says, you going to cut my tree again? And now she's all nervous. She's nervous that it's going to develop to a big bash, because my son is there also. And he started talking to this guy. And all of a sudden I tell him, calm down, calm down. They finally calmed down and started talking. But there was 3 patrol cars, 4 officers there. And nothing's being solved. I'm waiting for a district attorney. That the papers were sent to the district attorney's office, and no one's done anything about it. He was not cited for all the trash that they left on the street and cutting a personal property. Even if it was your property that you belong to the city, he still got to get permission to cut anything like that. And so I just want to, and one more thing I want to say about the pickleball. My wife plays tennis. She plays pickleball, okay? But some of the people, now I heard in the morning, because my bedroom is right where they park. And some are coming from Prunedale, from Carmel Valley. I think maybe 90% or 95% of these people don't even live in the city of Seaside. Carmel does not want them. And then when they drive, it's like they're in a hurry to get there. And the street, we got kids. They're riding bicycles. I got 2 grandchildren, and I tell them to slow down, because I got the corner house, Joey, if you know where I live. I tell them to slow down. You look like an idiot. I like to go talk to them, but I don't want to get involved. But anyways, that's got to be also looked at, the speeding, that it has to be safe in our neighborhood. For 50 years I've been there. I bought the house in 1975. I've been there ever since. I just wanted back to where it was.
Thank you so very much. Any other comments? Just come on forward. Come on down.
Good evening, Councilman Dave Pacheco, Seaside City Council, Seaside residents and guests. Okay, my name is Rick Mendoza, and I grew up here in Seaside. And I left for many years in Southern California and the Bay Area, and finally moved back home here in 2020, in my childhood home near the Old Meyer Center. And I grew up at Derry Woods, Fremont Junior High, Monterey High, and NPC. So I'm here today to state the positivity that the Wheeler tennis and pickleball courts have been used by many local Seaside residents. I actually made a New Year's resolution to play pickleball in January 2024 and haven't looked back since. I have family outings with my sons, wife, and relatives on Sundays, and during the week, I've met many players who are very hospitable to me and our pickleball community. In addition, the sport is not just for seniors, but for all ages, abilities, and demographics. I've found that this sport has made me feel as if I were back in childhood and also my teens when I played tennis as a kid. The court is smaller than a tennis court, but fast-paced and exciting to play that combines tennis, badminton, and ping pong. You get a lot of exercise and sport is a lot of fun. Now, the miscommunication has been, although many players do come from outside our beautiful city, it is well known for our wonderful new pickleball courts that are enjoyed by the entire Seaside recreational community. We have been blessed with no time restrictions during the week, and the players do their best to behave on and off the court. Recently, there has been miscommunication that the courts have only been used for out-of-town players. That simply is not true. Many of my friends who do play reside from here, from Seaside, from all parts of the area. We're excited to teach and help others play the sport. What can be done to help with any miscommunication? There can be a sign as we walk through the front entrance of the courts. One, please be courteous of our neighbors when parking in the community. Keep noise to a minimum and do not double park. Clean up after you use the courts and throw your trash in the proper receptacle. 3, be kind to your fellow players on and off the courts. And 4, be a good sport, smile, and make a friend. So just thank you for allowing me to speak, and make sure to play pickleball soon if you haven't started playing already. And we'd love for you to join us. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Is there anybody else in the dais that wants to speak? Seeing none, is there anybody in the,
Member 10, there are no members of the public who have raised their hands on Zoom.
we're going to give this one more last chance. Is anybody else wanting to speak during public comment? Seeing none, we're going to go on to item 6, public comment. No? Yeah, public agency. I'm sorry. Public agency. So we're going to go to public agency. Before we go with recognition, we want to make you aware that the meeting's going to be closed tonight in honor of Frankie Green and Larry Walker Jr. Frankie Green worked with the school district for numerous years, an advocate for youth, an advocate of Seaside, very much a member of the Victory Temple Church, very good person that makes a difference or made a difference in Seaside, and she will be truly, truly missed. And then Larry Walker, he was a dean at MPC College for many years. I believe and grew up in Seaside, playing sports in Seaside. Back in the day, he was part of the Seaside Basketball League. I think he was the adult league MVP, coached kids throughout his history. He was always the kind of guy that got things done. Whenever he wanted something to happen, he was the guy that stepped forward and made it happen. Just a really good guy that made a difference in Seaside and the peninsula, and very much an advocate for education and for the quality of life at MPC and making sure students move forward, and someone that you can always count on to be your friend and be a mentor to countless youth. So we want to honor those two people for all their service and quality of life, and they're at a better place now for sure. So thank you very much for that. Did anybody else know them or wanted to say anything? Seeing none? Okay. At this time, and we're going to do things a teeny bit different because I can. We are honored tonight to present an award to the Rising Stars Gymnastics. And I think the council as a whole need to come down to the council, because as a whole, we help give them funds, appropriate the thing, and we appreciate what they do for us, and we try to contribute back. But this is a whole situation, so all of us can walk down to the area.
It's a national champion. Yeah, national champion.
Okay, any other teachers or coaches, or let's make it a family event.
No, so I'm a member of Rising Star Bars, which is Boosters at Rising Star. It's a parents organization. And so we'd like to thank. Can you guys hear me?
I know you got it here because I love to hear you. was all paying attention to you right now.
We're here with some of the gymnasts who placed at state, regionals, and nationals. We do have national champions here that did represent not only the city of Seaside, but Monterey County as a whole. And we And so we would really like to thank the city council, Mayor Oglesby in his absence, and each and every one of you for your contributions to get these gymnasts to Virginia Beach, Virginia, where they did bring back the gold. Thank you, guys.
I can't leave yet. I have to leave this, okay? So this is what a lucky group we are. Honoring Rising Stars Gymnastics for the outstanding achievement in the 2025 season. This is a bunch of whereases, okay? Whereas Rising Stars Gymnastics has exemplified athletic excellence, discipline, and teamwork through the 2025 season. And guess what? Whereas at the state championship, Rising Stars athletes earned 53 individual state titles with team victories at level 3, 4, 5, and top of the placement for the level 2 in the boys team. And whereas at the regional championship, Rising Stars Gymnastics achieved 51 individual titles, first place honors in level 4, 5, and boys, and had 18 athletes named to the region team. Whereas at the national championship, Rising Stars Gymnastics secured 32 individual national titles, 6 all-around champions, 21 top 5 all-round champions, and earned super team awards for girls levels 1 through 5 with 11 athletes named to the national team. And whereas these accomplishments reflect not only the hard work and dedication of the athletes, but also the commitment in coaches, staff, and families. Now, therefore, be resolved that I am not Mayor Oglesby. On behalf of the mayor and the city of Seaside and the council, do hereby recognize and commend Rising Star Gymnastics for their extraordinary achievements during the 2025 season, bringing pride and distinction to the city of Seaside. And witness whereof I hereunto set my hands and cause for the city of Seaside to be affixed on this second day of October. Congratulations. We have a nice hand for these beautiful ladies. You want to say a few words, great words of wisdom? You want to say any great words of wisdom? It's your moment in the Zoom. I think you do. No, okay.
So let's let you know.
Let me get closer. Alex, come on down.
They have the judges' critique coming up next month, so they're learning new floor routines. But each one of these athletes,
There's a lot of them.
and there's a lot of
There's a
them,
lot.
but each one of these athletes took gold and silver in a lot of their events. And Elisa Ann was your national vault champion, gold level, and also placed second in the nation, gold level on floor. And so I just want to thank you guys publicly for representing us. Job well done.
Yeah.
Are any of the coaches here?
No, the coaches are working.
Oh, good.
Just moms.
Okay.
And grandma.
And
And
grandma.
grandma.
All right. Get right in front row. Get right at Sophie, right next to the bed. Awesome. Very good.
Show them.
Yeah, show them. Can you salute? We want to salute. Ready?
Ladies, salute.
So thank you all for what you do. You make a really big difference.
Thank you for your contribution.
After you said. Again, thank you very much. Back to being. Okay, now we like to have a presentation from the Community Partnership for Youth, CPY Summer Intern Program. Oh, I forgot this, my favorite. The Seaside City News.
Yeah.
Or not. Want to come back to it.
Let's dip into this week's edition of Seaside City News, covering more of the events happening this October. Join FOSPA on Saturday, October 4th at Farallones Park and on the 11th at Lincoln Cunningham Park for a day of service and outdoor fun. For more information, including future workdays and locations, visit friendsofseasideparks.org. Regen Monterey is excited to announce a grant funding opportunity for the SB 1383 Edible Food Recovery Program. These grants are intended to expand and enhance edible food recovery programs at food rescue organizations and services throughout the county. Organizations, businesses, or public entities that collect, generate, and distribute food to those in need can learn more about this program on the bulletin board at regenmonterey.org. The deadline to apply is October 15th. You're invited to the Seaside Stars unveiling ceremony. Join us on Saturday, October 11th from 12:30 to 2:30 at 705 Broadway Avenue as the City of Seaside celebrates this exciting new addition to our community. This year, the city will induct the 4th class of honorees, which will feature Pearl Carey, James C. Bogan, Charles Coach Williams, and Sherry Hasty. Don't miss this special event honoring this year's brightest stars. Seaside Fire invites you to their annual open house as they charge into fire safety. Join the fun on Saturday, October 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 1635 Broadway in Seaside. Bring the whole family for exciting activities, live demonstrations, and valuable community resources. Enjoy a free barbecue and don't forget to meet Sparky the Fire Dog. That's the Seaside Fire Open House, Saturday, October 4th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, call 831-899-6790. This Saturday, October 4th, don't forget to head down to Lower Broadway for the first annual Seaside Music Festival. The event goes on from 12 to 6 p.m., featuring live music from Al James Band, Ladies of Blues, and more. There'll also be food, local vendors, and free admission. Don't miss out. Head on down to 490 Broadway Avenue this Saturday, October 4th, for the Seaside Music Festival. The Seaside Recreation Department invites you to Movies in the Park on Friday, October 3rd at 7 p.m. The movie this month is Hocus Pocus. So bring your blankets, family, and friends for a fun evening under the stars. Everyone's Harvest, in partnership with Farms Together, is offering free boxes of produce at the Seaside Farmers Market every Thursday. Please note that the new time for box distribution is 4:30 p.m., so mark your calendars and we'll see you out at Laguna Grande Park on Thursdays. We appreciate you tuning in to Seaside City News, where we work to include, innovate, and inspire. We'll be back with more exciting events to share with you later this October. Until then, be safe, live fully, and enjoy all our city has to offer. Thank you, Seaside.
Okay, thank you very much. So there's a lot going on next couple of weekends, so make sure you visit and please support the event on October 4th. The Seaside Event Music Festival, great music, great entertainment. It's the first time that's happening by a business association, so please participate. And just to touch bases on the public comment, again, everybody my philosophy, and we'll be discussing the pickleball issue, I believe, in November. Just remember, there's two sides of the pancake, two sides of the opinions. Come on down, state your opinion, and the council will listen and do what's appropriate. Not in November, down the road, but we appreciate everybody that has their investment in Seaside. Any other comments on any other topics that don't? Okay, moving forward is the Community Partnership for Youth, CPY Summer Intern Program, and their presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco, Council. It is a privilege and a pleasure to be here tonight to speak with you. I want to give a brief overview for those listening or those in the audience who may not know about CPY. Community Partnership for Youth, we're a mentoring organization, a prevention program based here in Seaside. Our mission is that we provide positive alternatives to drugs, gangs, and violence while reinforcing individual strengths. But we have the privilege of serving youth in this community from elementary into adulthood. The bulk of who we serve is elementary school youth at the after school level, at the elementary school level, as well as a middle school leadership program. And we are very proud to, for years now, have a high school leadership component where our high schoolers, after volunteering with us as mentors for a semester or a summer, get to come on board as paid staff. And so here today, I'm excited to talk to you all about about specifically the summer intern program that you all helped us put on. So when we think about impact, the impact that CPY provides, it often is focused on those elementary school youth, those middle school youth. We're part of those programs, our high school mentors. The reality is we get to see our youth grow up through the program. It's a way we've structured how we've grown as an organization. And I'm proud to say this is year 26 for me. I'm even prouder to say that that is not unique to myself. That's a key component, a core component of who makes up our staff. And so what I want to highlight with this grant is a population that we don't often talk about. And that is those who actually are from this community, who have gone through our programs, but who've now graduated and are on the other side. I graduated from UC Davis 15 years ago now. I just had my 20th anniversary. I went to Seaside High School, so that's my alum for high school. And I had the privilege of getting to go off to college. But I want to highlight the importance of having opportunities for our young people, especially while they're pursuing their careers, especially while they're pursuing higher education, to have paid positions, work experience here in the city of Seaside. I know for me personally, it was something that 100% kept me able to stay afloat, coming from a single parent household, coming from very low income households, first generation college student. That summer job really set the foundation for me each and every year that I got to go off back to college. More importantly, it kept me grounded in the Seaside community. It is one of the reasons that I came back to this area, that I chose to create a career in this area. Now, the other piece I want to highlight is, again, this is not unique to me, but CPY, we're investing in our youth from, again, elementary into adulthood, but it is through providing that stepping stone, that bridge into our young people's careers. We are not the stopgap. There are a few of us lifers in the audience. I will count myself as one. Sherry is another, and I'm pointing at Ray over here. He's giving me a chuckle, but he doesn't get to leave anymore. But for many of us who are in CPY, we are just excited to continue to push and support those young people who are onto the next thing, bigger and better things for themselves personally. CPY is always going to be that special piece. And so from that, I want to highlight that this summer we had 14 active college students who are with us. That's a mix of students who've been attending here locally at MPC, Hartnell, but also CSUMB. I'm excited to see those numbers continue to grow from our community each and every year, but also those who are coming back from Cal, from UC Santa Cruz, from the USF, University of San Francisco. And it is one, setting the tone, because these are our mentors, so they get to be the example for our younger youth who are coming up. But two, again, it is that opportunity for them to stay connected and grounded. And we wouldn't be able to do that without the city's support. The other piece I would add is by having the opportunity for this grant, those are additional funds that now elsewhere we're able to invest. For instance, because we received this funding for our staffing, specifically for our college students, we this year are investing in the supervision for 2 new MSW interns. And so there's just a ripple effect. It's not that this particular program affects CPY in this specific way. It really does increase our value, increase what we're able to offer to our community as a whole. On that note, I would also add that those who are not quite in college, or those who weren't in college when we were in high school, sorry, apologies, those who had just finished high school, we had 7 students who spent their summer with us, and now they are full-time students at college. And it's just a huge, again, opportunity for us to continue to invest in the lives of our young people. I have a few of them here today, and I want to first introduce Mr. Jorge, who, as we walked in, who's been with us for years, said, I remember this place. I thought it was bigger, Mr. Ben. So just again, highlighting the length of time that our family is with us. And so I want to invite Mr. Jorge to come up and speak and share a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh,
Good evening, council and everyone else present. Thank you for having me here today to just kind of share my experience with CPY and how CPY has benefited me, throughout the years. As Mr. Ben was saying, I've been here since I was, this small, 5 years old, been here for, I want to say 15 years now. And so I've been a part of CPY for over half my life, most of my life. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what that is, but, and so, yeah, right now I am a college student at CSUMB. I am a junior. I am majoring in kinesiology and striving to hopefully become a physical therapist in the future. And one of the things about CPY has made me consider specializing in pediatrics, where I can potentially work with the youth as well. CPY summer intercession has been the highlight throughout my years growing up. Every year it's something that I look forward to. And even now, as I want to say a young adult, is something I always look forward to. Of course, it helps me financially with being able to afford school and life as a whole. But other than that, every year I come back for the staff, I come back for the students, the relationships I'm able to build with them. And with the support that we get from you guys, that are all of you, that is possible. And so I want to thank you for that. I really appreciate everything all of you do, because that allows me to do what I do. I would say CPY has taught me so much. One of the things I look back to is the fact that us as CPY staff, we are known as leaders. And that's something that stuck with me, because it helps us learn how to be leaders. Leaders in our lives, leaders in our education, leaders in our professional workspace. And that is something that I have been able to kind of accomplish and realize through CPY. There is so much to say, but I don't want to talk for a super long time. So I want to say thank you again for hearing me. And I would like to, can I introduce him? I would like to introduce Octavio to talk about his experience. Thank you. Okay. All right. Good afternoon. I'm Octavio, or also known as Mr. Octavio at CPY. So I've been in the program also for 12 years. I've joined when I was in third grade, and it really helped out my mom. My mom was a single mother at the time, and CPY helped give her that time to be able to work while knowing that I was somewhere safe. And I'm currently a CCMB student, a senior, also in kinesiology, also trying to take it towards physical therapy. I am also exploring an internship at athletic training with the CSUMB athletics. And thanks to CPY, I've had the time to not only get a stable income, but also do my studies and also do an internship all at the same time. And it's really helped me throughout my CSUMB career. So this summer over the internship, or not the internship, but over the intersession, it was the very first time where I had lead in a whole grade, and I was in charge of the second graders for the summer program. And was it scary at first? I would say yes, but I learned a lot. It taught me that thinking it was something I couldn't do, at the end of it, knowing that I can do it and figuring out ways to improve for the next summer. Because just like Mr. Jorge said, the summer is one of the highlights every year. Like every year I look forward to the following summer. And I would just say that it taught me a lot of small skills, but skills that I see translating to my future. And I just wanted to say thank you for you guys being able to give me the opportunity to do that, and many other students that are currently studying to be able to do that while also enjoying their time at CPY. Just because I personally don't think CPY is a job, but it doesn't feel like a job to me. It's something I really enjoy doing, and every day I look forward to doing it and working with the youth. And I hope that I can continue doing that. And I hope you guys can continue to support us so that I can stay with the program. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Jared.
Good evening, council members and people attending. My name is Jared Ortiz, and I've been a CPY for 9 years. And I currently go to MPC. It is my second year, and I go and I study film. And one day I will own my own videography agency and take that full time. And over the summer, I was able to join this year's summer, but my past summer experiences, it has taught me to open up my creativity, surrounding myself with Mr. Jorge with the hat. And he has led me and given me opportunities to further my creativity. And seeing that, I've also seen the kids also open up their creativity and express to me, telling me, oh, I draw because of you, or I record videos because of you. And I really enjoy that. And
You're doing great.
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you guys giving me the opportunity, for giving us the opportunity to keep funding CPY and other programs. And I hope you continue to keep funding other programs in CPY. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
So what I did not, I hope you can pass this out if that's okay. What I did not share earlier is just, again, when I see these students, when the CPY family, sees these young people, there's a history. There's a history of where they've been, how much they've grown, but also the future ahead. Those are just photos that did not quite make the packet, but they are old photos of these guys as they've grown up in the program. And I would love to be able to answer questions about this internship, about the grant specifically. But just again, want to echo to Mr. Pacheco, to council, how much we are grateful for the city's support in a variety of areas, and that you continue to believe and support our program.
Thank you. Before we ask her any questions, we also want to recognize your boss, the guru, the founder of CPY, Sherry
right.
Hasty. On the 11th, she will be getting a star on Broadway. So one of three others, but she's been around and we appreciate her. Any questions from the Councilman Garcia?
Thank you. I have a couple of questions. On the first page where we have statistics from 2024 to 2025, how do you categorize low income? Is that through McKinney-Vento or is that through a different?
So through McKinney-Vento, through also the free and reduced, basically, whether our parents qualify for, when they do our applications, they indicate what they qualify for. So that's a big part of where we get that information.
Thank you. And then are resources also provided to the students throughout the process or the participation of the program year round?
Yes, so resources in the form of our standard is we're providing academic, behavior, life skill support. Our kids have to come to the program every day. They get to connect with us as mentors. There's a relationship that's formed, but also a variety of other ways we support the youth. For instance, every Wednesday, we're partnering with All In from Monterey County and the food bank to provide food services for our community. This upcoming Wednesday, it is a break, but we will still have that food distribution at our office, along with what we call the CPY Family Closet, where families can come and it's essentially a free garage rummage sale that if there's items that they are needing, they are more than welcome to them, and then collaborating closely with the school on what some of those individual families' needs might be. So yes, 100% there's support provided to our youth.
That's great work. And I know you might not know the number off the top of your head, but how many students do you serve, take advantage of those benefits on a yearly basis?
So it is over 1,000. I think you have in the statistics, it's going to show in the bottom right. I think for last year, it was maybe like 1135 was our program total. But it is quite a lot when you include our high school leadership as well.
Yeah.
And unduplicated would be, I believe, over 800 students that we're serving on an annual basis. There's quite a lot of carryover between those who attend our summer program and those who attend our after-school mentor tutor program during the school year. So we wanted to reflect those two different numbers, but we think it's great that there is that carryover.
And I just want to say the whole program is very robust. When you look at each page, there's almost, I can't really figure out how you do all the things that you're doing in a week, right? What was something that really caught my attention was the Point Lobos Summer Adventures program. I think that's amazing to get the children out and explore the beauty of what we have on the peninsula. Are there follow-up activities or curriculum and or a learning component to that? Or is it just exposing them to the nature?
So I can answer that in two ways.
Okay.
One, so that specific partnership is with the Point Lobos Foundation, and who you heard from earlier was actually one of our staff representatives for one of the trips that I got to go this summer. So they have their own curriculum. However, we've always believed in providing our youth, one, with a consistent, safe place, consistent mentors, but also meaningful experiences. And so connecting our youth to the outdoors is 100% a priority in the sense that these are youth who maybe haven't experienced Point Lobos before. Sorry, not today, but yesterday, our kids got to partner with Ventana Wildlife Society. And what I appreciate about them is they are also going to places that are local in our community that those students can then connect to our families, so that hopefully it's the families who are going. In a couple of weeks, we'll be taking some of our high school mentors with Ventana Wilderness Alliance, another organization, on a backpacking trip. Less accessible, but again, these are bridges. So when you ask about follow-ups, because we're serving our youth for the long term, there is naturally a kind of progression that we are trying to instill and work with our youth. And yeah, we can't do this work alone. I think, you talked about everything that we do. I think that's the answer is we have an amazing team internally, but we are not doing this work alone. It is truly a partnership.
Thank you. I'm really intrigued about the learning digital safety. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on that component?
Yeah, so the digital safety, we had a partnership with Loaves, Fishes, and Computers. And so again, in the same way that we might have additional experiences outside of CPY, we're looking for people to come internally and provide meaningful lessons and experiences to our youth. So as we know, digital safety is more and more important for our youth. The more they have access to, the more they are exposed, not just to the benefits, but to the harms that are online that are associated with having access to a phone or computer at your disposal. So we really saw value in that. And again, we're serving a wide variety of students in terms of their age and demographics. So for our middle school youth, for our high school youth, that's just, it has to be something that is taught. And for our elementary school youth too, I was in a parent-teacher meeting a few weeks ago, and there was a conversation about whether a second grader was going to get a phone. And in our eyes, that's like, there's no reason for that. But we're in a world now where for some students, that is their reality. They are getting access to these things at an earlier age. So having in those built-in safeguards and knowledge is incredibly important.
Amazing work. And I just want to say, all of you that spoke today, you have really good public speaking skills, and I know it can be sort of intimidating to be up here. If I can give you a piece of advice, when I first started talking to people from this dais, I would get really nervous, and my trick was to stare at people's foreheads. It gives the illusion you're staring in their eyes, but you feel less intimidated because they don't know that you're not looking at them. So you're doing amazing work. I'm really proud of you. You can sense the maturity and sense how impactful this program is to you, how much you care about the children. And I really appreciate that, because children need good role models that care about them. And you guys are doing the great work out there. So thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Burks.
I don't have any questions. I have seen CPY in action, good, bad, beautiful mess, many times at my campus. But thank you, because not only have I seen our youth grow, but our youth have become these leaders from multiple now director level that they're supporting. They're constantly reflecting and growing and figuring out their collaboration skills with each site has been just continued to grow. I think every single nonprofit on this peninsula has connected with CPY at one point or another. And I know that's super difficult to make those partnerships. So I appreciate all the work, because it means it's phone calls and follow-ups and organizing. And so thank you all. And just know that representation, I've told other youth groups, truly, truly matters. You do not realize how many young littles are watching you and are looking up to you. And one day someone's going to come up to you at Target or Costco, and you're like, oh, hey, sweetie. But they've been watching you this entire time. So thank you for all the work that you've all done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Miller. Councilman Miller.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. If I remember correctly, CPY was started or founded out of a tragedy that happened here in Seaside. Is that right?
That's correct. So in the spring of '91, Raymond Avila was a senior at Seaside High, and he was shot and killed in an alleged drug deal. And it was something that that really just shocked the community. We say we're born out of tragedy. Led by Billy DeBerry, one of the superintendents at the time, community members came together, city officials, school officials, and the idea was to do something about it. And through their research, yes, Raymond was getting ready to graduate. They really found that the need was providing that safe space for elementary school youth. And we're very fortunate that we set it up that our kids have to come to the program every day, because again, what that did was it made it so that they came year after year, and the rest is history. We've created that middle school leadership program, that high school leadership program, and again, are able to employ our students who still stick around and can't leave us. So,
Right.
Yeah.
One of the ththings that happened to me in Seaside, and one of the reasons why I am here today, is because I witnessed a similar event at Catino, and these kind of tragedies change our lives.
Yeah.
And there's no better example than CPY. And summertime's a good time to get in trouble. Summertime's a good time to lose your way. And the fact that for a small amount from us can make such a positive impact during the summer, I am 100% for that. And I think the rest of this council is. So thank you very much. I appreciate the presentation. Please come back anytime. We always love to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do. Thank you for the presentations. We appreciate your time and your efforts throughout the season.
No,
Thank
thank you
you.
for the invitation. Thank you for the kind words and always the warm welcome. We 100% feel the support. So we appreciate you all and the work that you do.
We have one more question.
No, not a question. It's just a comment. I really do like the letters that you all write. It really makes a difference, and you can sense how hard people are trying to write those letters, and it's not easy. I bet you write a lot of them. So thank you. It's a nice touch. We appreciate you.
Of course, our city attorney has, city manager has the letters this year from this past summer, and I believe you're writing responses back. So it's a very rare. I've only seen it done once before, and just the acknowledgement. Just again, want to really appreciate. We obviously are trying to further our work and commitment to the city of Seaside, but we 100% receive that from you all, and it shows. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Okay, going on to item B, economic development update, Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for economic development update. I'll turn it over to our economic development director, Jose Brazil.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present this item tonight. Presentation overview. I will give an update on the Auto Mall, Broadway, Fremont Corridor, Campus Town, Main Gate, business recruitment and retention, and business marketing. The Auto Mall. Lexus is increasing their showroom size and facade. We constantly communicate with the dealership. Since the Auto Mall area provides well-paid jobs and tax revenue to the city. Broadway activation. The Sea Grove is approximately 85% occupied and will soon have a commercial part that will have hot works, which is an infrared sauna with virtual instruction. There are only two in the area, one in San Jose, one in San Luis Obispo, and now one in the city of Seaside. The demographics are changing, is what this is saying. Also, 705 Broadway is being refurbished to help activate the downtown area with pop-ups and special events. Canna Cruise is now open, working with the owners to have a ribbon cutting ceremony for that business. Mi Tierra Mercado and Taqueria is on the cusp of opening. Staff is actively working with the ownership for the grand opening. On October 1st, the Underground Forest at 656 Broadway had a ribbon cutting ceremony, and the owners would like to thank the city council that attended. Also on Broadway, it was mentioned, 3 business owners came together to organize the first annual Seaside Music Festival. The event will take place on October the 4th from 12 to 6:45. Admission is free. Food vendors and merchants will be on site. The event will take place in 490 Broadway. The 3 businesses that came together were Angelina Bakery, Deja Blue, and El Padrino Oaxaqueño. The city is also active on the Fremont Corridor. Exciting news, Ace Hardware is coming into town. After a year pursuing them, will be now take up 10,000 square feet at 1130 Laguna Plaza. Also across the street from Laguna Plaza will be Kai Boba, which will be opening soon. Enterprise is relocating from Echo down on Fremont. And staff is conducting a survey that will be compiled and presented to the city council for the October 16 meeting on the exotics on Broadway. Side opportunities. Staff will continue to work with the property owners and brokers to help develop and activate some of the empty lots and sites throughout the city. Campus Town. Exciting news on the other side of Seaside. Campus Town is now finished with the roof grading. They're moving forward. The Burger King building has been demolished, and that is on point. It's on fire. More exciting news. Main Gate. Staff has released the RFP. We received 4 proposals. We're vetting those 4 proposals and staff is looking to move that forward and for consideration to the city council for a December meeting. This is recruitment and retention. The contract was awarded for the retail commercial advisory services to assist staff with tenant recruitment throughout the city that will provide a defined, customized trade area for national brand recruitment. As you can see here on the left, picture with the circle, that's the old way of providing data. The one on the right is more customized, and that's what national brand retailers are looking for. Also, another economic tool that we're using is Placer AI. Placer AI will provide data that can be shared with businesses and consultants to improve their service level. Here, for example, you can see a downtown business data and how Placer AI can provide valuable information to that business of opportunities. This is marketing and support. The business newsletter, we continue to do that, send out the information out to the businesses. We continue to create these partnerships and have partnerships, especially with Cal Coastal SBDC. We continue to do our business outreach and site visits and provide support to the Seaside Car Week. Staff will continue the training such as economic development, marketing and attraction. Retail is a catalyst for economic development and entrepreneur and small business development strategies. This concludes my presentation, and I'm here to answer any questions.
Councilman Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There's a new auto mechanic shop that I've seen that they built a building. Do you know what I'm talking about?
On what street?
Playa and Damani. Across from Cost Plus Market.
Talking about America's Tire?
America's Tire.
Yes.
That was not listed on this.
No, it was not. Well, I will mention it. We are working with the regional manager. They're doing a soft opening. We're now will work with our building inspector because we're going to give them a temporary certificate of inspection so they can start stocking that their operations. And they're going to have a soft opening and they're going to work for them for the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Okay, so does this list that this PowerPoint, is this all of the projects or are there more missing?
This right now is for a quarter, but there's more that we'll work on for the next presentation down the line.
Okay. That was all my questions. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Go ahead, sir.
Can we just go back to slide number 3, auto mall investments? You say significant private reinvestment. What is the driving factor for the investments? Are we going and meeting with the dealership, or because I doubt they just woke up one day and said, I'm going to start.
No, we're constantly in communication with them. Like last year, Audi did their facade. So auto dealership by contract, every 7 years, manufacturers require them to do improvements. They have to do improvements. So we monitor that. We talk to them, hey, when are your improvements coming up? So that way we're aware of that and we can now alert our planning department, our code enforcement department. So we get them in and get them out.
So
So that way.
proactively going out there.
Oh, yes.
That's what I wanted to know. And then 656 Broadway Avenue, terminated city lease, assisted with new tenants. That's the forest.
That's the underground forest. So if you recall, that's the one we held the lease. And I was trying to hold on to the lease as long as possible because at the same time, I was trying to get them in. So it just worked out. So when we terminated the lease, they were coming on board and it was just a matter of working with them and the property owner to sort of an agreement. And that's what we have a new business in 656, actually 4 businesses in 1 building.
Okay. And then Mi Tierra, I know you said that's in final stages. What does that mean? Like next month, 2 months from now, end of the year?
I'll be conservative and say the next 2 months. There's some issues that they have with PG&E that they have to work through that is not on our side. We're trying to be as helpful as possible. However, it's there the hands of PG&E.
Okay. Thank you for that. Lily Koi Boba is opening soon. You might have mentioned it, but where is that going?
The address is, it's right in front of 1130 and, in front of that plaza, and the address escapes me. So there's a sushi place, there's a nail salon, and I'm trying to remember the address. The across it from, it's from the barber shop that you and I use.
Okay.
Okay, it's right in there, yeah.
Look at the plaza. I was gonna say all the plazas in Seaside have.
Yeah, exactly. Which one? Yeah.
Sushi place. Okay. Awesome. Is that going next to Ace?
No, right in front of Ace. So it's across the street from Ace. So Ace will be neighbors with the Breakfast Club.
Okay. And then Enterprise, I'm assuming is going where the old Cardinelli Way lot was at.
Correct. They're improving the parking lot and the building.
I've seen it. There's a lot of good work being
Mhm.
done there. And I think a mural is going to be across the new Enterprise as well. So that place is getting beautified. And so what's happening to the old Enterprise location?
We'll work with the owner on that. He's got some plans for that on Echo. So it's a big project, all I can say, and we're working with him. It's one of those that you start and 2 years from now or so. So there's moving parts that we still got to work with him on.
And then let's see. Yeah, if we could just put like little maps where things are gonna go next time for presentation. I think this is really good for slide number 10, business recruitment and retention. I see Target and Walmart here as pinpoints. Are you actively reaching out to those?
Actually, that's just for demonstrations.
Okay.
So that way it just illustrates the old way. Those are like a mile. You can see a mile radius, 2 mile, 5 mile radius. That's the way data used to be shared with national brands. And they would say, okay, your Target or Walmart can go here, and within a mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, this is how much is demographics. This is the earning power. Now it's more customized to say, hey, look, Walmart and Target can go here. And by the way, it bleeds off. Actually, that's the wrong word. Dovetails with other demographics. So this is more customized. So that way it's more of a data driven.
Okay, thank you.
Just a few questions and thank you for your presentation. 705 Broadway. I think you mentioned the pop-up tents, businesses, the city-owned property. I think just 705 Broadway. What's your vision for that? What's going to happen in that area? It's a building that's city-owned, you know what I'm?
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, the long term is to develop that when funding becomes available. In the short term is we're going to use it to activate that area with, so the idea with a pop-up, depending on the business, one business can be in there like a startup, help them out. And then once they get going, new business comes in. So it's constantly changing. So the short term is having those type of businesses in there, give them a foothold, and then let them take off. And the long term is to develop that.
I get the concept, which is great. So there's no immediate plans to start the kids' cooking class. So I'm making that up. But any plans that we can hold on to, the community can hold on to, or it's just in the planning stages?
Actually, well, the good question, Mayor Pro Tem, is that there are activities that we're exploring at the moment. I can let the city manager speak a little bit more on that.
Yeah, thank you, Jose. Mayor Pro Tem, the city has been actively white boxing the inside with a limited investment, basically new flooring, wall painting, electric, basic build out of the space so that we can use it for those temporary activities and events to bring bodies and people into downtown, hopefully to visit the other businesses in the area. We are preparing it we have pop-up interest for those who want to come in for several hours and sell retail items. So we're working through that that process, and we'll start lining those up. We also have interest from CSUMB classes or students who may need co-working and some temporary space to do some of their activities. And then we're looking at other activities, and I'm just making this up. This isn't a recreation program we have, but yoga on Broadway or some sort of other activity to get people in downtown and spend time. So while we own the building, we think that this is a good opportunity for us to use it and generate activity.
And I can't think of the site, and I'm going to bring it back to the 705. In one of the buildings that's empty, or appears to be empty, there's artwork in the frontage of the building. And I don't know the name, but it appears to be empty, but there's, instead of just an empty, ugly building, there's art. Some lady is selling art there, and it makes a nice frontage. And I don't ask me where it's at, because I don't know. In saying that, you might want to think through the recreation department. Maybe Sandra Gray may want to have some art placed in there, so as people walk into that pop-up area, they might see art as well, and it gives an artist the opportunity to share their wares that, so just a thought. And then my other last question is Broadway Avenue. And I've noticed in the past 4 to 6 months, it's been cleaner than it was in the past, except for the birds. But the birds are fine now. They're flew back to Canada or wherever they may have gone. But is there an effort to maintain the cleanliness of Broadway on a monthly, quarterly time frame? Because there are numerous quality businesses, but sometimes when you walk in there and it comes across as not as clean as it should, it rubs the wrong way for that potential next visitor.
Thank you for the question, Mayor Pro Tem. Yes, we are looking at that. We are fortunate to have a very good public works. They're very responsive. Not only myself, you'll see me out there walking up and down, and usually just walk over public works and look, I see this, can you guys take care of it by XYZ? Or you know what, we need some cleaning on this side. So they're very responsive. We're fortunate enough to have that. So we do have periodic cleanup of that area, and especially we're looking to be more aggressive in the alleyways. So make sure those are clean, so that way people can see look, not only are we taking care of the frontage, but we're also taking care of our responsibilities in the alleys. So try to have that maintenance. And what I do have to say is that some of the new businesses that come on board, like 656, they take it upon themselves, and they'll give me a call, hey, we'll say, we just saw this on this street. We just want to see if it can be picked up. So I share that information with our public works, or even with PD. Look, I see this is going, I got this from a business owner, and they take care of it immediately. So we're very responsive. In the immediate short term, we just go on it, we jump on it, we get it taken care of it. In the long term, we try to maintain it on a periodic basis.
This is just my opinion. It'd be helpful to me. Sometimes the business owners get frustrated by the things. So if there's a way to let us know, because I'm sure we all get approached, if it's going to be every 2 months, every 3 months, but there's going to be significant cleanings rather than, as needed. So that way the businesses know that we can say quarterly, or we can say bi-monthly, or we can say every 6 months, whatever it be. So that way everybody knows on the council level when we get asked that question. But I really appreciate your report. It's very helpful. And thank you for your time. Unless you have questions, then we're moving on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. The consent agenda. Where am I at here? Approve, if I'm right here, it's approved minutes from September 18, 2025, regular meeting. Item B is approved proclamation recognizing October 12 through 18, 2025 as Freedom from Workplace Bullying Week. Item C, approve a proclamation recognize October as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Item D, approved proclamation recognize October as National Disability Awareness Week. Item E, approve the proclamation for the recipient of the fourth class of the Seaside Stars program. F, approve a resolution awarding on-call professional service agreements for the traffic and engineering in the amount of $250,000. Item G, adopt a resolution approving amendment to the professional services agreement with the Geotechnic Consultants Incorporated for supplemental soil sampling services for Campus Town Phase 1B, 2A, 2B for an amount not to exceed $43,100. And that's it. Is there anybody that want to pull any item from the agenda on the council? Seeing none. Is there anybody in the dais or?
No one on Zoom has indicated they'd like to pull an item.
So there's no one. Okay. So can we bring it back to the dais for a motion? Move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Terrific. Okay. Item 9A, approve Mayor's Youth Fund contributing request for $3,000 from the Seaside Middle School to assist with the costs associated with their annual Food Flex course for their 8th grade students. City Manager.
And thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. For this, we'll have a presentation from Keon Higgins, the Recreation Superintendent.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Temp, City Manager, City Attorney, members of the public. My name is Keon Higgins, Record Superintendent, and I'm presenting item 9A, approved Mayor Youth Fund contribution requests of $3,000 from Seaside Middle School to assist with their annual Food Flex course for their 8th grade students. So a background on the Mayor's Youth Fund. This was created to provide assistance to students and nonprofit groups, which can include public schools, provide services to improve the lives of young people living in our community. And to be eligible, applicants need to be based in Seaside, or a certain majority of students are Seaside residents, 50%, and be 18 years or younger or enrolled in high school. And then for the criteria process to be eligible for this sort of program, it needs to qualify under scholastic activities, athletics, music, environmental, art activities, and ensure that they're kind of abiding by the reduce, reuse, recycle, healthy environment protocols. So this is the request from Seaside Middle School. They're requesting up to $3,000 from the Mayor's Youth Fund. Again, this is going to be for the annual Food Flex course. Last year, they actually ran this course. They had 65 students. This year, they want to do 35 for 8th grade students at Seaside Middle School. And through this course, they're going to go through composting, food waste reduction, building real life skills with cooking, math skills, and connecting students to high school and for the college and culinary pathways for this. So it's a robust program they're doing. And actually for this year's, with the school year already started, I talked with the applicant who submitted this request, and they have donated their own personal money to get this course off the ground already. So this request is coming in after the school year, but they've kind of already started this. So they're trying their best so far to get this ready for the students already with the school year started. So again, you'll see a few pictures. Students are making food at the school sites. And also this program is going to hopefully do things offsite as well. So not only they're going to be at Seaside Middle School, try and go offsite as well. And you'll see on the flyer, it's very, very small, but they partner with Palermo Bakery to make these pizzas. So they're doing things at the campus, but also bringing in businesses on site to really help with this course. And so again, they're learning how to serve each other with food. They're learning about environmental impacts. And then hopefully this can lead into a culinary career pathway into high school and beyond. So how does this program, how is it eligible for the Mayor Youth Fund? So the type, it's a middle school, it's in Seaside, so it qualifies under that. The number of participants is 35 students, all are 8th graders between ages 13 and 15. The residents are all actually 100% Seaside students, and the criteria they meet by the scholastic, environmental, and art activities based on the Mayor's Youth Fund policy. Again, how does this align with the Mayor's Youth Fund program? Again, it's based in middle school. Environmental impact. How does it relate to the reduce, reuse, healthy living? So composting food, and they're going to be used for the science department for the school gardens. And again, for the community, they're involving local businesses, and they're doing school lunch prep once a week and actually contributing to their families at home as well. And then this is a request. These requests or these funds will be used for materials, equipment, field trips, go on offsites, and then enriching their curriculum. And then in the past, you'll see on here, they reached out to Palermo Bakery and Grocery Outlet. I think Grocery Outlet donated gingerbread houses last year. They want to do that again this year. And then they're going to continuous outreach to get more funding for this course. I believe it's going to run the whole entire school year, so fall and spring, not just a one-time class, but throughout the whole entire school year. So currently the Mayor Youth Fund balance is at $44,000, $122.20. This request is $3,000. So deduct that, and if this is approved, this will be at $41,122.20. The recommendation is to approve Mayor Youth Fund contribution request of $3,000 from Seaside Middle School to assist with the costs associated with their annual Food Flex course for their 8th grade students. And the applicant who submitted this is here tonight answering any questions as well.
Do any members of the council have questions? Councilman Garcia and Councilperson Miller and Councilperson Burks. David.
Thank you for the presentation. I have a quick question when it comes to, there was something you said that the person leading this class was putting some of their own money.
Correct.
To help sustain the program. Is the school providing anything?
So last year the school was. This year, due to I guess budgetary reductions, they're unable to do that this year. Hence why they submitted a request for this. And the teacher who's here tonight saw a lot of success last year and wanted to keep this going. A lot of interest. So she took it her own willpower just to make sure, hey, how can I keep this sustaining for the school year?
Okay, so this is not the first time that they do the program.
For this is second year.
Second year.
First request ever with the Mayor Youth Fund.
Okay, that's what I mean.
Correct, yeah.
That. Okay. Thank you.
Councilperson Miller.
Thank you. Thank you, Keon. Do we have a policy for the Mayor's Youth Fund? I know we have criteria up here that we use, but is that listed in a city policy?
Yes, it is. And I believe it is part of it's in the packet, correct?
And this is just a course during the regular school day?
It is. It's during school hours. There might be times where it might be outside. That would be the offsite transportation they're going to do as part of obviously the course. So.
And from when I was looking at our policy, it seemed that the criteria was kind of more on the vague side. Is that fair to say?
It could be interpreted in many different ways. Yeah.
I'm just a little concerned that we're going down the path of like funding school programs, in their entirety. I'm just concerned about this item, but thank you for the questions.
Person Burks.
Yeah, similar. My wondering was, and I should maybe know this already, but for the youth fund, do they differentiate between an actual course versus an elective versus an after school program like enrichment, or is it just any program a school offers?
It could be any. In the past, there have been approved requests that could meet any one of those things you just named off.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I think, well, Councilmember Miller's comment, the policy can be broad. Yeah.
Okay. And do you know how they're going to be able to fund the remainder? Because that's a pretty large chunk of
So give you the last part.
the funding, the remaining budget. Do you know what their process is or how they're going to go about funding that?
From what I've been told, personal funds could be used, but also I think reaching out to businesses as well, trying to get more outreach, and obviously the importance of the students learning this kind of stuff. I guess we'll kind of see. I think that's part of it. They want to do more outreach.
Yeah. I just think maybe our city policy might need to be revisited. It's not something we're going to deal with here and tonight, but I think technically if anybody applies and they meet their criteria, that's kind of on us if we're realizing we might need to tweak and adjust that at a separate meeting or time. So thank you.
Understood.
Go for it.
Thank you for past partnerships. I see Palermo Bakery Grocery Outlet. Are they coming back again? And if so, I also see ongoing vendor outreach to cover partial costs. What does that mean? Who are the vendors that you're doing outreach to?
I don't have the exact list, but I can bring down the
List it,
applicant who can answer a
please.
few questions for you.
Please? Yeah.
I'm gonna support
Yeah. And she is the one teaching this class and who submitted this request.
Sorry, yes, I want to answer those questions. So last year, our partnerships were Palermo Bakery, Grocery Outlet. Let's see, who else? Trying to think what else we did. We also had our vendors from Smart and Final. A lot of major businesses that we had created purchase orders with. So there was very specific paperwork for them, justifying receipts, costs, all of those types of things. We think that this fund will provide a catalyst to not only fund the class, but also create business and entrepreneurship opportunities. Schools want to create snack bars for sports and vendors. We think the trickle down will help support other communities that are raising funds inside the school community to fund things that they need. We're just in those beginning stages. So to be able to perpetuate a second year is really great. There's growing interest for this course. It's to the point where students want to enroll and we don't have enough space. And it reaches out kind of further and beyond that. All the students, we've taught them the importance of giving thanks and giving back. So all of our vendors are on a roster. We're going to call them up this year. And based on the curriculum and way it's set up, if they are able to partner up with us again, I go directly to those contacts. Like I know Linda from the bakery, and I go up to them and I ask them for the support that we had last year and will they be willing to partner with us this year. The great thing is this curriculum is student-centered. I spent time giving input from them directly. What type of class do you want to see? What kinds of things do you want to make? What is important about food that you want to learn? And so they gave me their input. I built the curriculum based on what they want. This year, for example, one of the photos was about a good old-fashioned American breakfast. Students, they have certain cuisines that they partake in between the ages of 13 and 15. But this was the first year that we got a chance to expand that. We weren't able to leave campus last year because of costs and, responsibilities and all those types of things. This year, we've gotten better with the paperwork, trying to draft and get them out, expanding the fact that, this particular pathway, even though it may not be about college and UCs, that things are leveraging their cultural capital. These students come from 70% Latino background. They have parents who are farm workers. They have all these different types of things culturally that this class speaks to. And so those are some of the things that are kind of going on behind the scenes. And I'm really glad to support them. The only reason why I had put up funding for this year was we were starting the class. Everybody was enrolled and all the things. And it got to like week 6 or 7. And I typically run a major food workshop once a month. And it takes time to set that up and coordinate all the things. And I didn't want to let students down. I spoke to our principal and vice principal. They had a major budget. They had explained to me, though, that budget was cut severely. We also, last year, we didn't know how much the program was going to cost. We had a budget that they gave us. We made that work. And I kind of wanted to hit the maximums on those things because we didn't know how much the program was going to cost. We needed to know how much it was going to cost. So we did the spending for that year and we pretty much averaged it out with the 65 students and all the things. It was about $5,000 in total once we did receipts and discounts and all those things. So when we were able to run the program this year, we were thinking, well, we maybe have about half the students. Maybe we don't need as much funding. And I'm kind of have an idea. I have an eye for discounts and all the things that we're doing. My background was I served as a sous chef at the Navy for 6 years at MPS before this. And so when I transitioned from that career to this career, and I wanted to leverage those skills for the students, I had experience doing purchase orders, experience in doing those types of things. So I know kind of what it costs to run this program. And now we know how much it actually costs to run this program. So I was encouraged by leadership to seek out funds in this particular arena in order to support the program because they wanted it to continue. So I was just reaching out, and this was the end result.
And just to confirm, you said the total of the program last year was $5,000?
So maybe close to that if we look at all the paperwork, because we still have it on file, but we have someone who handles all of our finances, right? Her name is Marianne Diakino. She's been very good with school funds, and she kind of works with all those things. And I worked with her directly to fund the program and where we are.
And how much did the school district reduce your budget by?
$1,500.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a few questions. One for the staff person first, and I guess the rest for you.
Okay.
So based on the philosophy that you mentioned, this may come across a little sarcastic, but it's not, well, it's kind of sort of meant to be. If in this program, if the school district wanted to pay, a teacher came and asked for new books because the math books were 15 years old, or they had more students, based on the purpose and goals, that would fit in the realm of this request of the program?
The books could be categorized under scholastic activities.
So the answer is yes.
Technically, yes. Although in the past, it's been more so extracurricular activities, whether it's sports after school, the programs, and prior requests.
Okay, and that's my only question. I have to ask you some questions. Go ahead. And I know you, and I think you're a wonderful person, but I have this philosophical perspective, so I'm going to come across
Sure.
just some concerns.
Sure.
So this program is part of the school district curriculum, and they gave you a window of time from 2 to 3, 8 to 9 to teach this particular class.
Yes.
And it's my philosophy. If we're going to I'm picking on the recreation, if they're going to offer a new pickleball class, they're going to want to fund the teacher fully in order to maximize the participation and the opportunities for the best results. And other than the funding, why are they, it seems they're going in this program half-baked, making you be the just go do it and we'll take the credit for it kind of a thing. And so can you explain that? And I say that with all respect.
No, I hear you, Mr. Pacheco. It wasn't viewed that way to me. Maybe let me start how I had come to Seaside Middle. I had came in as a long-term sub. And then when I was able to continue curriculum for an entire year, they were asked, they needed staffing, they needed support for this elective. So they wanted me to leverage my expertise to support that elective. I said, sure. They also wanted to make sure that I was slowly building maybe some type of new food curriculum that enhanced some of the academic components that were with it because I had a science and mathematical background. I said, sure. And those were the types of things that were proposed to me. They did not force me or twist my hand. They just asked me for that opportunity and I took it. I thought it was a great way to support students in addition, continue to further curriculum and support the school.
Okay. And the school district gave you, their logic was there's no or minimal funding for the program. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, they just were very honest about, I guess, budget approval and where that budget was going. And that seemed to maybe cut out maybe the funds that could have been provided for the program this second year. It just it just didn't seem available. They had other programs that were obviously more important to fund that probably had much more long-term. So maybe they made a split decision between that and the Catalyst Seed program, right? To invest in, right? So.
Okay, I get that. And I'm not sure if I heard the presenter clear enough. Did I hear him say that last year you had 35 students?
Double, we had double.
So last year you had 65 set students?
Yes,
And you're going, and the class has been reduced to 35?
yes.
Okay. Is that because of the funding?
No, not at all. It's only because physically, as the only teacher in that class, I can't serve in two places at once. I'm also in a full-time graduate program called All Air University. I was encouraged by teachers to become a full-fledged teacher. So I'm doubling in the program full-time as well as working full-time and running this Food Flex
I
course.
think you'd make an amazing teacher.
Thanks.
And again, I'm sorry for the,
No, go for it.
is there any indication? I believe in consistency in education and sports and recreation and whatever we do in managing Broadway, whatever it is. Is there any indication that they're going to support it next calendar year and at a full support, for lack of a better word?
I'll say this, I don't want to pour words into their mouths, but I full-heartedly believe that because I plan to be there to serve for it and teach it. One of the things about the program, the grad school program that I'm in, is that we are guaranteed to serve 4 or 5 years after we graduate. I plan to graduate in May, and it is my passion to make sure that I come back and continue the course.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
you for your patience.
No problem.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes,
can I make a comment?
yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I don't have questions, but thank you because just to point out, what you're doing is exactly what the community school model is asking. It's not a core curriculum, right? It's not English and math. It's an elective. And instead of producing or planning something for the students, the goal is to plan with them, right? Or the community. And so they did give you funding, and like a lot of teachers that spend their own money or their own extra time, it seems like that's exactly what you're doing, your passion. And so again, I think it goes back to if we want to tighten up our plan and our process for the grant, that's different. But if this was an after-school curriculum, or if it was the football team and they needed extra helmets or something, I think we'd be all gung-ho and ready. So just kind of, I think us really needing to understand, and maybe even getting MPUSD to come in and have them really explain what the community schools policies are, it's a strategy. And so they have coordinators, and I think I'd like to invite them to come in because you're doing exactly what, as an administrator, we struggle, right? How can I ask my teachers to do this extra stuff? They're doing a full day and more. So thank you for your time and your passion for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go out to the public.
Members of the public in the chamber, please approach the podium. Members of the public on Zoom, please use the raise your hand feature or dial *9 if you're calling from a phone.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members, City Attorney and City Manager. Bobby Maxwell. I urge this council to approve this request. I will always stand up here and advocate for the youth of our city, regardless of if it's in a school program or a recreation program or whatever it is. And these kids, or these young people, I should say young adults, they're at an age, 8th grade is like 13, 14 years old. They're depending on our community and leadership to support them, and they're growing up into adults. And if they see that we are supporting them, they're going to make better choices, I believe. This program sounds like it's really good, and thank you to this young lady that's teaching the program. But I really do ask you to support this request.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Let's go out to is there anybody at the public?
Members of the public in the chamber, please approach the podium. Members of the public on Zoom, please use the raise your hand feature or dial *9 if you're calling from a phone. And you now have the floor to make your public comment. And you now have the floor to make your public comment.
Hello?
We can hear you. Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, this is Anne Marie Pagan. First of all, I want to applaud the teacher that's taking the initiative to teach our children. But I also have an issue that it's not our responsibility as the city to fund courses in the schools. That is our school district's responsibility. We have one of the richest school districts. I forget what their budget is, but I can't believe they could not find the funds. We're talking $3,000. That they could not find that $3,000 or more to fund this program. And it would be really sad that if the city council decides to approve this, and then come next year, we're going to be requested again, because once again, the school district can say, we don't have the funds. I do agree it's different than teaching math, science, English, or providing school books for the children. This is an elective, but the district keeps removing all of the electives. My granddaughter has an elective at Seaside High, culinary, which is basically the same thing. But that program is funded through the school district. So I don't know why the school district is not funding this program as well. You can't offer programs to students and then expect the community, the teachers, outside businesses, and city councils to fund these programs. So I know the council's going to do whatever they're going to do, but I think we're kind of like opening up Pandora's box, because I think the same request is going to come back next year again. So if the school district realizes that they don't have to foot the bill, they're not going to foot the bill. And I would appreciate it if our superintendent, PK, would look at the budget and see if he could fund this, so that we can continue to have our children have these electives and encourage them to participate. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Mayor Pro Tem, at this time, no other members of the public have come forward to make public comment.
Okay, let's bring it back to the dais. And what I would like to have, because of the four of us, some personal opinions, so that way we can decide what we're doing.
So I'll move approval and then I'll do my comments if I get a second. Move approval and I'll do my comments if I get a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be nice, because there's four of us, and if it goes 3-1 or 4-2, then it gets lost. If we can get a census of the room, we can maybe postpone it. But I mean, we can, what's it called? It's called, bring it back for consideration at the next meeting. But if we want to go for a vote, and if by chance it's wins 3-1 or ties 2-2, then it gets lost. If it gets tied 2-2, then it gets.
I think if we delay it, it just further delays the ability for the program to be executed fully throughout the year.
Fine.
That's why I said, so I move approval.
Okay, is there a second?
Yes, I second.
Okay. And then I just have one comment or some question. I do agree it's unfair that you have to be paying and coming here and advocating for the money. It's unfair. Let's just be honest. You're a teacher, you're going above and beyond, financing out of your own pocket, which we already know teachers are underpaid in the state of California. So I really appreciate you and I applaud you for that. And thank you for coming up here. Where I do agree is there should be a stronger discussion with the district. If I'm not mistaken, Mayor Pro Tem, you meet alongside the mayor with the school district, correct?
Yes.
At any point, have they ever brought up these types of funding issues? No. Okay. So I think that's the time that the district should be utilizing to discuss these issues and discuss these challenges. I understand budget deficits are affecting everybody, but you can't start a program and then expect us to supplement it. I have no problem doing this right now because I believe that children deserve the best of the best, and we can't just give them something half baked in the middle of the school year. But I do want to encourage the district to come and discuss this beforehand, and not put you in a tough position because you shouldn't have to do this. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Just comment, I can see both sides because we shouldn't be paying for the school district. They need to be clear. Our policy needs to be very precise and clear. I just don't think us changing a policy or kind of tweaking it in the moment is ideal. Definitely supporting kiddos any way I can. But this is going to continue to come up with all of our schools now in Seaside being community schools. This is exactly what that strategy is asking, is getting community and student feedback, creating something, and then going out there and trying to find partnerships, right? Whether it's with businesses, with the city, it's going to continue to come up. So I feel like both MPUSD and the city of Seaside need to come together to really be clear, so that they know what this new strategy is and how we are both going to play a role or not play a role in it.
Any other comments? And then I'll make my comment.
Okay. I'm a little torn on this one. I commend you as the teacher, and I commend the program, and our kids definitely deserve this, but I'm not convinced that this is what this amount of money is set for. I'm not convinced that this is set for a curriculum class or a class that the school district, and I have great respect for the school district. And when we redevelop, when we sell property, the school district gets a majority of that. And I believe the city attorney could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe recently we sold up the golf course, 18 million, certain portions of it, and the school district got 11 million of that. Is that correct, Mr. Attorney?
Through the Mayor Pro Tem. Yes, that is correct.
So I have, the city of Seaside, of course, we love the students, we love the programs. A lot of the redevelopment money goes to the schools, and our property taxes go to the schools. And I'm unconvinced that this program is what this Mayor's Youth Fund is for. So unfortunately on this one, I have to say no. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is my thoughts. And again, I think this is more of a philosophical opinion that we make for the future. So I've seen this program since the inception. It was driven towards extracurricular activities, taking kids to Europe, drama programs, instruments, sports equipment, lifelong skill development, and an after-school setting, assisting with community partnership for youth when they need T-shirts or the swim team. I will ask for this later on tonight to review the philosophy, the goals, and the objectives. I'm going to ask for that. I don't think this, if we look at the verbiage, the intent was to supplement the school district. I've never seen this, and I've seen it twice in the last 2 months, that we're starting to supplement programs of the school district. And I don't think, I know from watching countless, there was never the goal to supplement the educational systems. Cooperatively, yes, but not to supplement. It would not be responsible for the city, as an example, and maybe poor, to ask the school district to supplement the recreation department to pay for the balls, since the youth use the balls in the sports. It would not be appropriate for the school district to ask the school district to fix the streets by the school district, because most of the traffic is by the parents. That's the city's responsibilities. The school, we cut $10,000 from, as I recall, from the recreation program because we couldn't provide the service. So we had to make the hard decisions. Though small, it was probably impactful to that recreation department that we cut. We didn't go to the school district or to, I don't know, CPY or Boys and Girls Club and say, hey, give us $10,000 for the balls or for the extra music in the park or whatever it be. I don't believe it's in the goals of the program. I don't ever think of this discussion at all. If we do review it, I would like to see that language. So I'm not going to support it, not because of the quality of the program or any program that involved, but because of the philosophical, what I believe the philosophical objectives of the program are. And I don't believe our job is to supplement educational program, no matter how valuable that service is. So I am not going to support this. So now we have the opportunity. We have a first and a second. We have to have a vote. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. No. So the way I count, it's 2-2.
Motion fails.
Okay, motion fails. Okay.
Are there any other motions? Are there any motions? Nope. Nobody else wants to make another motion?
Okay. So let's go to number 10A, new council. Yes, strategic plan quarterly update. Receive and file the quarterly update for the 2025-26 strategic plan. City manager?
Yes, thank you, Mayor, Council. Tonight, we are providing the first quarterly update since the adoption of our strategic plan. Please note this is intended as a very high-level overview of selected accomplishments over the last quarter. So this would be from July 1st to September 30th. It is not an exhaustive entire list of activities of our current 153 full-time and 146 part-time workforce, but it highlights the progress that we've made over the last quarter towards some of those 5 strategic pillars I'll walk through briefly. The strategic plan is more than just a document. It is a roadmap and it clarifies our vision. During the budget process, it helps align the resources and then builds accountability as we talk about those advancements and give the council opportunities to weigh in. Each quarter we do a report, and hopefully it strengthens trust with our community as we put these efforts online, and they can be more informed of what staff is doing each quarter towards meeting those objectives. Just a reminder, the plan moves from vision to action. And so these are the council priorities, form the pillars, the strategic goals. And tonight we'll be at the bottom talking about these specific action items, again, the selected action items. So it ensures that we are aligning with the pillars. Pillar 1 is effective, accessible governance. So this pillar focuses on efficient operations, fiscal strength, and excellent service delivery. In quarter 1, we focused on modernization of systems, improved communication, and initiatives to strengthen the culture and transparency of the organization. A few selected contributions, and again, I'd be happy to go through any of these in a little bit more detail, but we modernized systems with our IT department for Windows 11 and Microsoft Office 2024. We actually deployed See-Click Fix across municipal devices with the intention of having our employees, if they see something, they report it just like the public would. So if our law enforcement is out and notice a pothole or an activity, they can use See-Click Fix to get that information to Public Works. We secured our official municipal domain, seasideca.gov. The .gov domain name will help us with cybersecurity moving forward. That will be a transition process that will roll out with more information, but we did secure the domain this quarter. We convened our second all-employee meeting with city management. We sustained our CSUMB internship program for 2025 fall semester. We achieved our Blue Zones project certification with special thanks to Mary Elin Oglesby and our well-being champion, Dan Mewis. We conducted the swearing-in ceremony for our fire chief, Paul Blaha. We updated several pages on the city's website, which is an ongoing effort. We reestablished our environmental commission Our city clerk assisted us with a presentation to launch our boards and commissions education and engagement initiatives this quarter. We had significant collaboration with JEA associates on various legislative items. And over this quarter, we onboarded 12 full-time and 12 part-time employees. Moving quickly to pillar 2 with a vibrant local economy, our economic development director noted some of these successes earlier, but our economy is the engine of Seaside's future. This quarter shows significant momentum in major development projects such as Campus Town and Main Gate, but at the same time, we've worked to advance our efforts in business retention and workforce development. Selected contributions, we completed Campus Town Phase 1A clearing and grubbing. We are finalizing current mass grading efforts in the off-fall for Campus Town Phase 1A. We bid and awarded a demo contract and commenced work for Campus Town Phase 1B in the demolition. We advanced Campus Town Phase 2 demolition design plans and specifications and preparing that for bid. We released the RFP for the main gate and then received 4 proposals that are currently in the review process. We engaged retail strategies for our retail recruitment efforts. We contracted with Placer AI for location analytics software. We secured new business establishments on Fremont and Broadway that Mr. Bazua talked about earlier. We coordinated with partner agencies on business attraction and retention, facilitated strategic meetings with the Seaside Grand Hyatt representatives, and then expanded several enhancements to our city's youth employment program. Pillar 3 is regarding, bear with me. User error. Pillar 3 really reflects Seaside's commitment to belonging, affordability, and cultural vibrancy. Efforts this quarter balanced our housing affordability initiatives with celebration and the civic programs that deepen our community connections. We successfully hosted the 5th annual Oaxaca by the Sea. We are finalizing our rental assistance program for release this next quarter. We facilitated the RFP process for the Seaside Housing Collaborative, launched boards and commissions initiative again, which also hits in this pillar, expanded police department speaker series, hosted various civic events such as National Night Out, 9/11's Remembrance, and the Internal Light of Hope Day. Coordinated and supported Seaside Car Week events, revised the standard template for our leased city-owned residential properties, increased volunteer participation across city programs and events, and facilitated coordination of community recognition and proclamations. We also hosted 2 workshops at different facilities regarding affordable housing. Pillar 4 focuses on our resilience and investments in water, transportation, and city facilities. In this quarter, we advanced both major capital projects and neighborhood level improvements, also while securing some key outside funding for projects. Our police department parking lot rehabilitation is nearly complete. Our officers are using the lot, but we still have fencing and final touch items to go on that project. We engaged in strategic meetings with Marina Coast Water District to explore a collaborative initiatives. We completed upstream water analysis for the Bayonet and Black Horse Golf Course. We completed our FY 24-25 citywide curb ramp CDBG project. We advanced our design for repairs at the 90-inch storm drain outfall, which you'll see coming up at a future city council meeting for a contract. Nearing completion on the fire station kitchen remodel. We secured $4 million from TAMC for the Upper Broadway Complete Streets project. We completed the Hilby traffic calming project with the exception of a few punch list items and started our San Pablo traffic calming project. Repaired sidewalk hazards along Broadway in advance of Exotics on Broadway. We received the MPCC, the Chamber of Commerce, Monterey Peninsula Chamber of Commerce Business Excellence Award for our West Broadway streetscape, the lower phase. Implemented Seaside Green Month, which incorporated 4 weeks of training for city staff on Seaside Green initiatives. We advanced our CEQA clearance for an additional well site at the golf course and completed 2 public murals at Oldemeyer Center. And then finally for strategic pillar number 5, community safety and quality of life. This brings together public safety, vibrant neighborhoods, and recreation. We've taken a proactive approach in this category this quarter with several proactive ordinances, youth programs, and collaboration that improve safety while enriching our community. Several selected contributions For that, we engaged local organizations on violence prevention initiatives. We launched an after-school program at DLAMP. We enhanced illegal fireworks prevention and enforcement efforts, including approximately 70 citations originally when those were issued. We adopted an ordinance regulating sales of firearms and ammunition. We adopted an ordinance prohibiting aggressive solicitation and addressing panhandling in the medians. We advanced architectural and site design efforts for Fire Station 2 with the intention of reaching full completion and design by the end of the calendar year on that project. We completed artist selections and the installations for this second phase of the utility box mural program. We resolved all outstanding code violations for the Seabreeze apartments. We provided wildfire response and mutual aid assistance across California, sustained collaborations with community partners on the youth prevention programs that was mentioned earlier. A lot of preparation work, internal by staff for our upcoming tri-annual building code updates, which you will see in late November. It has to be approved by the end of the calendar year. And then we developed and released an RFP for the Community Social Services Grant, which will be considered, discussed by the City Council at the next meeting. We will continue to provide quarterly updates to the City Council and the community and post it on the city's website. The process ensures the accountability and transparency. Based on the action items we discussed, staff has updated the color-coded tracking progress in the PDF for the strategic plan, and it's now available on the city's website. This presentation will also be uploaded with it each quarter so that the community members can see how the two documents relate to each other as we move forward. And again, it's important to note that the strategic plan is a living document. It's intentionally flexible so that the community and the council can adapt to current needs throughout the calendar year, but staying on the mission for the 5 pillars that we have right now. And so if council would like more information or presented differently in quarters moving forward, please let us know. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Let's go to the council. Is there any question? Councilor Miller?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. City Manager. That's quite the list and quite impressive. What started the changing the website or getting the domain seasideca.gov? Was that something that the manager's office was promoting?
Sherry?
Yes, thank you for that question. Actually, that's prompted in part by state law, which requires us to change our domain name. And so our IT department is on it, and that has to go in by I think it's the end of next year, when it has to be fully transitioned over. And so our email addresses will change too.
So all government agencies, or not, I shouldn't say all, but a majority, if I understand you correctly, a majority are now switching to the .gov.
Yes.
And so our website and all of our email addresses will change as well.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think
It's quite the process.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's great for us. The ci.seaside.ca.us sometimes is long-winded. And I think that's good for branding. In terms of all the other projects in regards to the first quarter, or excuse me, you're obviously showing us the things that the city manager and our city staff are working on. Do you feel like all of these lists, all of these items are manageable, are things that we can actually move forward and that we should be increasing in this list? Or do you feel like these items are too many items? Or I just kind of wanted to get your feeling on your opinion on that.
Great question. I'm really proud of the staff. So these were called selected contributions because staff submitted a volume of updates for various initiatives. And so, our staff is addressing a lot of projects and initiatives right now identified by council. I feel that they're doing a great job in doing so. But we really, in order to continue to move the needle, we need to continue to focus on these goals that we have currently.
Great, thank you. Yeah, and I mean, I guess that was the impetus of my question, was that this list is a lot, and it seems like we do have the staff available, and the staff is ready, and these are things that we're working on as an organization. And so, no, kudos to you, and kudos to the staff members that are working on these projects, because it's quite a lengthy list. Thank you.
Is there any other questions? Just a couple. And one of them, just the Upper Broadway area, I keep on hearing questions, could we, is there the next step, maybe without going into detail, and when can people look to see that because it impacts the business as well?
Yeah, so again, the city secured the additional remaining $4 million from TAMC at the last, I believe, the August 27th board meeting for TAMC, and that we're now considered fully funded. And so the project is 100% designed, but we will probably get the project out to bid in the spring with a targeted construction starting in summer of next year, coordinating with the school locations, and it is likely a 2-year construction project.
Great, thank you. And the other question, and this more that, and I don't know the exact verbiage, but the new computer system that can tell you how many people that go to an event, where they're from, what's the impact, how many people go to a park, pick on Licking Cunningham. Is that going to be a quarterly report or as needed, i.e. for the exotic cars, or be it for the Sunday Blues, or be it for a new business coming into Seaside to sell that? How is that going to be used? I guess that's a fair
question. So currently staff is using that location analytics data for internal decision making. Whatever council would like to see moving forward, we certainly can provide that. But in addition to the economic development side, we are using it internally for recreation and other statistics. For instance, the data just came for our 5th annual Oaxaca by the Sea, which attracted approximately 1,400 people to our event, which was a increase of almost 1,000 people. And that data also tells us that out of that 1,400, 1,000 of those, over 1,000 were from Seaside. So it again allows us to position ourselves moving forward in a strategic fashion to grow events, to market events. But staff is happy to provide whatever information council wants.
Great, thank you. Okay, any comments from the public? Seeing none, how about in the world out there?
Members of the public in the chamber, please approach the podium. Members of the public on Zoom, please use the raise your hand feature or dial *9 if you're calling from a phone. The caller identified as 412087. You now have the floor to make your public comment.
Thank you, Diane Nielsen, Seaside resident. That is a one long list of things that are happening. Got a busy staff. I appreciate everything that's being done. My question is, I cross the intersection of Canyon Del Rey and Fremont Street pretty regularly, and I will call and report people standing on the median. It's an ongoing, constant thing. I've always thought it was very unsafe for them to be there and to leave items that can get knocked off the median and cause car accidents or car damage or other hazards. And I just want to know what the approach is on that, because I would imagine between Monterey and Delray Oaks and Seaside, people pick and choose when they're going to ask someone to get off the median. And do they wait for a call from the public before they approach them? I have just recently, last week, made a couple of phone calls regarding that. I called once in the morning and one person was on the median. And then later, a few hours later, another person was on the median. It's an ongoing thing, but I imagine lots of police cars cross that intersection from the 3 cities. And is there any coordination or talk about, when someone's passing through there, could they just ask the person to step off the median and do what they want to do on the corner and such, so it doesn't create a hazard for them and other people? I guess that's my comment and my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there any Other questions? Now we'll have
No other members of the public have come forward to make public comment.
Mr. City Manager, would you like to respond?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yes, so the aggressive panhandling and the prohibiting solicitation in the medians ordinance actually was passed in August, but went into effect on September 21st. And so we are still in the early phase of educating our community members about this ordinance, and we're doing it. Our police department is actively going out when they see somebody, providing them a flyer, also trying to connect them with a community, with the family support and services division of the city. This is an ongoing effort, and I will say that you may see a police officer drive by. There is it's going to fall on the priority list of the calls. And when at that moment, our officers may be going to a higher priority call, but we certainly encourage the public to continue to call our department, and we will address those as we can.
Thank you. Okay. So next one is new council member request. Seeing that my only one request is to get on the agenda to review a review of the Mayor's Youth Fund program, to see the document, the goal, the philosophy, even the amounts that we allocate, because $3,000 is compared to 20 years ago when $3,000 there's a difference. So just to review the whole packet, I guess, is my request to get on the agenda. Okay, seeing none, follow up on previous requests, Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. City staff will present an after action report on the Seaside Car Week activities at the next City Council meeting on October 16th. And then also city staff will present options to address pickleball concerns with the Wheeler courts at the City Council meeting on November 20th.
Great. Thank you. Item 11, City Attorney, City Manager, City Council, and Mayor comments and reports on committee assignments. City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council, members of the public. I was honored to attend the Eternal Light of Hope Day that was hosted by our police department. And that's an event that recognizes and honors the lives of those lost to homicide. And it also helps to recognize Seaside's ongoing commitment to ongoing justice for those families. It was a very powerful and moving event. I also had the opportunity to attend the Oaxaca by the Sea event, also a vibrant community celebration of Oaxacan culture that celebrates Seaside's diverse history. It was a rich display of music, dance, traditional costumes, and regional foods. So wonderful afternoon, and I enjoy it very much. So I'm glad we have those events. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager.
I attended the monthly Monterey Bay City Managers Luncheon in Delray Oaks on September 19th. Always a good opportunity to collaborate with other area city managers. On September 23rd, Assistant City Manager Dan Lewis and I had the opportunity to tour Apple Park and Cupertino with the lead building official of the project, which was an incredible case study for identifying creative solutions towards building code challenges. We also had an opportunity that day to meet with a local developer of a nearby mixed-use development, which was great in advance of what we plan to do at Main Gate. On September 24th, city staff met representatives from the Monterey Audubon Society regarding ongoing challenges with the geese and the gulls. The meeting was very positive and a supportive partnership approach to implementing certain bird deterrents prior to the nesting season next year. Attended the Eternal Light of Hope Day on September 25th by the Seaside Police Department to remember and honor homicide victims and their families. Not only was that a moving event, but very proud to see our detectives and our officers help other agencies with solving these unsolved murders and providing that assistance and expertise. So we want to thank them for their service. Attended my first Oaxaca by the Sea on September 28th, which included several meetings with the new Consul General of Mexico in San Jose. Looking forward to continuing discussions on how we can assist sharing those resources and helping our community members. And then lastly, we met with PG&E representatives on Monday of this week to really discuss local infrastructure, maybe limitations, and specifically the availability of three-phase power on Broadway as we talk about redevelopment efforts. And so with that, that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Miller.
Thank you. I was here for the art reception that we had here at City Hall, which was lovely. Gave away awards for that. And of course, our 53rd annual NAACP annual membership banquet at Embassy Suites, which was lovely. I think the whole council was there. And the Eternal Light of Hope that's already been mentioned. Thank you to the chief. I think that's so important for our community to not forget those members of our community that lost their lives, and it was powerful and it was impactful for me. So thank you to the chief. And also I was able to attend the NIC Dumpster Day, which the NIC has dumpsters around the city that when I drove to each of the dumpsters, all of them were full. So I think the goal of that program is to have people that have cluttered front yards or disposable things in the front yards, give them an opportunity to throw away stuff to make Seaside look and feel cleaner. And also this morning I was at Chartwell with the Mayor Pro Tem for a community breakfast, which was lovely. And on Tuesday, again, the SNP bus was in Seaside. I believe that they've completed all of their appointments, and that was a great event for Seaside. And so thank you for the council for supporting the SNP. So that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councilperson Burks.
Yes, I too joined the group at the NAACP 53rd Awards dinner. Always nice to see us coming together and uniting for future growth. Eternal Light of Hope event, our chief of police, amazing, just seeing families being acknowledged and the efforts our detectives are working on to trying to find closure for very difficult situations. Oaxaca by the Sea, great event. Seeing the community. I know many cities have been like kind of hesitant to do certain events. And so I'm happy that we went forward and it was successful and it was safe. And then yesterday I was able to attend the 5th year birthday for Cake for Kids, which is a nonprofit. They have over 100 volunteer bakers that provide over 600 cakes throughout the year to youth that are at risk. So our foster youth are homeless, even for transitional kiddos going from like becoming young adults that maybe come out of juvenile hall. They put in a request. Usually it's other nonprofits that are working with the kiddos or the family. And then they just check out, make sure things are good. And it's anywhere from a Moana cake to brownies, something super small, simple, easy, but yet makes a huge difference for these kiddos. And then as far as my AMP committee, looking forward to October 30th. We've had some delays, and so hopefully by the 30th of October, I'll get to have a meeting and share some info. That's it.
Councilperson Arizona.
Councilperson. September 20th, I attended the NAACP celebration gala alongside the rest of the council. I think it was a important time for us to gather together, and also in attendance was our state government official, Betty Yee. So I think from the state of California, and hearing her speak and be there in attendance showcased her commitment and the state's commitment to the Monterey Peninsula as well. On the 28th, I attended the Eternal Light of Hope, as the rest of my council colleagues have mentioned. I just want to thank the police department for making an emphasis on continuing this event, inviting families of the victims and sharing their stories. I think someone said, it's important to hear these stories because it reminds us of the great work that our police department continues to do, but also highlights the new technologies that continue to come out and the commitment and the partnerships you have with the district attorney's office and other outside organizations to make it happen. So I really am grateful in your whole team's dedication to helping solve these unsolved crimes. On the 27th, I had a meeting with the Mexican General Consul, Neftali. He came down from San Jose, and hearing him talk about his sort of priorities and where he sees the Mexican consulate playing a major role in Seaside and how we can benefit not only our Oaxacan community, but the whole community from Mexico. And I think, it's important to build those relationships, create trust within government, and create a transparent body. And I think we're doing that by showcasing to our community that we're here to serve everybody, and regardless of your status. So I'm appreciative of that. That same day, I also went down to their Mexican mobile consulate that they're hosting. So I had the chance to talk with constituents that were waiting in line, talk with volunteers that were providing food, talk with the Mexican consulate staff, and just get to learn about the hard work that they're doing to bring these resources to our communities and the whole production that they have. It was like a staff of 20, 30 people handing out, creating passports on the spot for people, which I thought was amazing. And they have their whole setup, and it's just amazing. Dual citizenship applications that were being implemented. So great services that they're providing, and seeing how, Seaside can further support those efforts is of great importance. So I want to thank the city manager for standing with me alongside the mayor in that dialogue on the 27th. On the 28th, we had Oaxaca by the Sea, and I think that was the first time that we had representation from Mexico at the state, local, and federal level. So it was important for us to really support and foster and strengthen those relationships with our community, and to hear that 1,400 people were in attendance, it's mind blowing. But I think it showcases how much people are trusting Seaside and increasing the tourism aspect that we've all been talking about and been wanting for the past couple of years as well. On the 29th, I just want to also thank for Oaxaca by the Sea, our fire department who were there, and it's always great to see our local governing body out and about interacting with our communities and getting to know who our fire department is, who our police officers are. So please extend my thanks to the whole entire fire department for always being there. I hope they had as fun as the community did as well. And I was very appreciative that the sheriff's department was there. I had a constituent come up to me and said, I love that the sheriff's department's here. We never really see them out and about at events, and for us to sort of get to interact with them, get to know what their uniform looks like, get to hear where the sheriff's department stands, it really showcases how much the commitment of Seaside is to strengthen the relationship with public first responders and our police department as well. On the 29th, I had a Monterey One Water Board meeting. Today, I attended the Pure Water Monterey Regional Treatment Plant Expansion ribbon cutting, which was a great event. As we know, this is in response to the limited water supplies that we have on our peninsula, which provides a clean, safe, and sustainable source of water in the northern Monterey County region. So this expansion is expected to provide at least 60% of the regional need here in Monterey County as well for water. So it's a great opportunity to celebrate any type of achievement towards more water in our community. Yesterday, and today as well, I attended a Catholic Charities tour. So I got to meet with the executive director of Catholic Charities and get to know a little bit about what they're doing, their services, and visit their offices here in Seaside. So great organization that provides low cost service. One of the things that I didn't know is that they provide tattoo removal for our constituents at a low cost as well. So really great services. Yesterday, I attended a business meeting that Councilmember Pacheco coordinated, and we got to talk to businesses on downtown Broadway. Also, Jose Bazua was in attendance. So I appreciate you for being there and hearing those concerns firsthand. And again, learning from the constituents and the business owners, what works, what's not working, where can we improve, was a great way for us to learn about ways in which we can make our community better. And then after the business meeting, I went to the ribbon cutting alongside the mayor and Councilmember Pacheco for the underground forest. And to see that co-op, it's 4 businesses within one building. It's just amazing how they're all friends and they've all gotten to know each other, and to listen about the concept of how this was created. It was amazing. And if you haven't visited, I just definitely suggest you go visit. It's right next to Canna Cruz, which is also now open. And that is my report.
Thank you. Just some stuff that many of you already mentioned, just the internal light of hope. Just in general, thank you, Chief Borges. it's great when the Seaside takes the lead in making stuff happen and creating important and valuable things for the community. It's life-changing for many of them. Attended the NAACP dinner, very great event. I thought the mayor did a very good job of hosting the event or emceeing. Went smooth, and a lot of important people were recognized. I attended the finale of the season, Hot Cars, Cool Nights. Over 70 cars participated with hundreds of residents viewing the show. In Seaside, attended the Fossil Park cleanup at Capra. Capra looks great with the help of the city staff. A lot of improvement over the years. Attended the Oaxaca by the Sea for a little. Wanted to thank the Recreation Department, the city staff, volunteers, and Councilman Arizola for his leadership. Attended the Chartwell School breakfast. Just wanted to thank them. Such a, I think a real powerful and strong staff and a great team that are making a difference in the community for our youth. As Councilman Arizola mentioned, we had a business listening session yesterday, and Jose and myself and Councilman will be meeting to compile some information and present it to the city manager. Approximately 16 people attended, 10 or 12 businesses were represented. I think they provided some new information that we can bring forward and possibly use as a reference. Attended the NIC dumpster program, visited most of the sites. The good news is on a personal level, Dennis Alexander was back working, who had been ill for a while, and that was real positive to see on a personal level. His contribution to the city has been longstanding, so I just want to recognize him and Dan Icy for all of it. So thank you, and and then let's see here. Let's go to item 11, city attorney. We've done that, so closed session. Pursuant to Government Code 54956, the City Council Successor Agency to redevelopment may adjourn to closed session proper to special matters dealing with litigation, certain personal matters, property negotiation, or confer with the city attorney. Public comments on these items are taken after being read by the city attorney. For the public record, please state your name. So you want to say anything, or should we go out to the public?
Well, normally I read you into closed session, so why don't I go ahead and announce those? Would that be okay with you? Very good. The council will have a conference with legal counsel pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 on a matter of existing litigation. The case court is Monterey County Superior Court, case number 24CV 002872. The case name is Seaside Highlands Homeowners Association versus City of Seaside. They'll have a conference with legal counsel pursuant to the same code section on a matter of existing litigation, Monterey County Superior Court case number 25CV001036. The case name is City of Seaside versus Seaside Highlands Homeowners Association et al. And finally, they'll have a conference with legal counsel pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 on two matters of potential litigation. For the benefit of the public, I do not believe there will be any report out of any action taken during closed session. And that concludes my read-in.
Thank you. Let's open it up to the public.
Members of the public in the chamber, please approach the podium. Members of the public on Zoom, please use the raise your hand feature or dial *9 if you're calling from a phone. Mayor, no members of the public have come forward. Mayor Pro Tem, no members of the public have come forward to make public comment.
Anybody in the Zoom world out there? Oh, and I forgot to mention, I saw on Facebook what a wonderful dancer the city manager was. It was very, very impressive, and we want to acknowledge, and I heard they're having classes that maybe you could be a new teacher over there, so, but I don't know, anyway, so let's adjourn to closed session.